Anyone else here to speak in favor of 2012-30? Okay, seeing none, we'll close that part. Anyone here to speak against 12-30? Seeing none, any debate from the council? Seeing none, roll call, please. Oh, sorry. Clerk tells me I have to read it one more time.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri, amending sections pertaining to land uses in Chapter 35, the zoning code, including dog daycare and grooming, vocational and technical schools, business schools, post-secondary colleges and universities, print copy shops, contractors and trade shops, and motor vehicle wash.
Okay, roll call, please.
Bray?
Aye.
Carroll? Henry?
Aye.
Lubert?
Aye.
Mahalovich?
Aye.
Pope?
Aye.
Prather?
Aye.
Scrivener?
Aye.
Weber?
Aye.
Okay, moving on, we'll have third reading of 2012-31.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri, amending sections pertaining to standards and off-street parking in Chapter 35, the zoning code, including standards for fences, drive-through lanes, outdoor lighting and garages, and modifications to off-street parking regulations.
Janice.
Thank you, Mayor. These text amendments are also proposed as the previous set were in an effort to keep our zoning ordinance current and up to date, and were prepared in conjunction with the people that use our zoning code and developers who also have experience with our code. The Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed this set of amendments at their meeting in May and recommended it be approved.
Any questions of staff? Okay. Anyone in the audience here to speak in favor of 2012-31? Anyone opposed? Any questions or any debate from council members on 2012-31? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Henry?
Aye.
Lubert?
Aye.
Mahalovich?
Aye.
Pope?
Aye.
Prather?
Aye.
Scrivener?
Aye.
Weber?
Aye.
Bray?
Aye.
Motion passes. We'll now move on to minutes and reports filed here at City Hall. If you would like to serve on one of our boards or commissions, please go to our website. The Environmental Quality Commission, the Campo Technical Committee, Cemetery Resources Board, the Animal Control Selection Monthly Report, Historic Preservation Commission, and the USS Jefferson City Submarine Committee have filed their reports here at City Hall. Next, we'll have reports from the City Council as far as the different, the four different committees that we have. And first, I would call on Bob Scrivener to do the Administration Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. As the Vice Chairman of the committee, I should have been prepared to give you a report, but to be honest with you, I thought
Larry Henry has a report also.
Does Larry have one? Okay, well maybe that's good.
We just actually had a discussion on city charter. We had some guests come in and want to give their thoughts and ideas on the city charter. Also had a brief discussion on reappointments for different committees. And our next meeting will be July 25th at 8 a.m.
A good co-report. Okay, moving on to the Finance Committee.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Actually, we've got a meeting on June 26th.
Actually, there's a special meeting that has been called for the Administration Committee. It's next Wednesday, June 27th at 8 a.m.
For the smoking housing 40.
Okay. Everyone got that on their calendars? Okay. Thank you, staff. Finance Committee. Sean Schulte's not here tonight, but to fill in is co-chair, Mr. Ralph Bray.
Yes, the Finance Committee has not met since the last council meeting, and the Finance Committee meeting scheduled for next Tuesday on June 26th has been canceled. Since we last met, the tax receipts, most recent tax receipts have come out, and the year to date, we are $300,000 over budget. End of report.
All right, thank you, Ralph. Moving on to Public Safety, Dr. Brian Pope.
Thank you, Your Honor. Public Safety has not met since the last council meeting, and we're working on our next meeting. It was also rescheduled.
All right, thank you, Brian. Moving on, Public Works, Bob Scrivener.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Public Works and Planning will meet We haven't had a meeting since our last council meeting, but we'll meet this Thursday, June 21st, 2012, across the hall at 7:30 a.m. And one thing we don't often say in these reports, I want to emphasize, one of the agenda items is citizen opportunity to address the council staff on stormwater and other public works issues. So if someone does have an issue that they want to address the council committee on, they have the opportunity to do that. And
So
that's
Bob,
true of all
if
committees.
someone had a problem with a stormwater issue at their house, they could come to that meeting and they would have basically the ear of half of the council. And from there, I mean, you guys kind of tee the ball up, so to speak, as far as the projects that come out of that. So it'd
That's
be a
right.
good idea for people to attend that.
There are people that take advantage of that opportunity from time to time, but I just want to make sure that everyone knew that every county or every committee gives citizens opportunity for input in that way. So
Very well
we
put,
have
Bob.
several agenda items that we'll be discussing, and many of them come from citizen input. So we just want to make sure that people know that.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Any liaison committees or reports tonight? Seeing none, we'll move into appointments by the mayor. First of all, we'll ask for a motion to approve Jeff Ehlers, Gary Taylor, Marty Miller, and Steve Duncan.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bray,
Aye.
Henry,
Aye.
Lubert,
Aye.
Mahalovich,
Aye.
Pope,
Aye.
Prather,
Aye.
Scribner,
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Next, we'll have everyone else on the list. Motion, please. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Bray,
Aye.
Henry,
Aye.
Lubert,
Aye.
Mahalovich,
Aye.
Pope,
Aye.
Prather,
Aye.
Scribner,
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll move on to number 10, regulations pertaining to texting while driving. Drew.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councilwoman Carroll asked that I just give a very brief update on texting while driving. She had mentioned that she and some other council persons had discussed possibly strengthening the texting texting law. The state has passed passed a statute saying that no one under 21 can text and drive. They also put into the state statute a provision that says they're preempting the field, which basically means that the city cannot strengthen or weaken that law, and therefore the city council's not able to do either of those three things. And finally, it's worth noting that the city employees are prohibited prohibited from texting while driving. That's the end of my report.
Is that all city employees?
Yes.
Okay. All right, any other questions there? Okay, moving on to announcements by the mayor, council, and staff. Mr. Nicholas.
Yes, I was going to remind everyone, we have the Salute to America event coming up. I think everyone's probably aware of it. That'll be running July 3rd, 4th, and 5th downtown. Sorry about that. Salute to America is running July 3rd, 4th, and 5th downtown. There will be the similar types of attractions that we've had before, obviously vendors, various events going on, music and such. The carnival will be going on, and this year I think the big new thing is that we will have 16-inch shells. Is that correct, Chief? 16-inch?
That's my understanding, yes.
Which, as Chief Rennick likes to remind us, is the same size shells as the hurled out by the battleship Missouri. So it should be quite a spectacular event. Usually it's the biggest thing in Missouri on the 4th of July, so we're very proud of that.
Okay, moving on, introduction of our summer interns. Gail.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I am excited to be able to introduce to you tonight our summer interns for this summer. Just a little brief history. This is our 6th year of offering our citywide summer internship program. We receive numerous applications every year, and every year we get more and more applications than the year before. The selected participants are placed in departments that relate to their degree and their interests. They work in those departments Monday through Thursday, and then on Fridays they come together as a group and they rotate through the various departments around the city, so that by the end of the summer they have worked or have rotated through every department citywide to gain a better understanding really of municipal government and how it works. This year we had 9 participants. 2 of our participants aren't here this evening. Andrew Shepperly, who is working in communications with Michelle Gleba, is a journalism student at University of Missouri, and he is on a pre-planned vacation, so we went ahead and let him off for that. Logan Gerloff is working on the survey crew, and he is a construction civil technology student at Lynn State Technical College, and he is competing in a 4-H Nationals archery competition this week, so apparently is very good at archery. So with that, I'm going to let each of them step up and just introduce themselves and let us know where they work. So let ladies first.
Hello, my name is Caitlin Swartz. I will be a senior at Lincoln University, where I am studying civil engineering, technology, and math, and I am in the Public Works Department.
All right, Caitlin, welcome to City.
Hi, I'm Taylor Richter. I'm in the planning department. I'll be a junior at Columbia College studying business administration and sports management.
All right, welcome.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rachel Hayes, and I am actually back at Lincoln University for my 2nd degree, but I am studying journalism and marketing, and I'm with Gail and the Human Resources crew.
All right, welcome.
Hello, I'm Jamie Wiswell. I'm a forensic science major at Columbia College, and I am with the police department.
All right, welcome.
I'm Jay Shimmons. I'm going to be a senior at Columbia, University of Missouri. I'm majoring in Parks Recreation and emphasis in sport management, and I work with Jeff City Parks and Recreation.
All right, thank you, Jay. Good seeing you again.
My name is Anwar Frazier. I'm completing my associate's degree from Lynn State Technical College, and I'm working at the Central Maintenance Building. Thank you.
Great.
My name is Tony Fenton, and I go to school at Lynn Tech studying networking, and I'm working with the ITS department.
Great. Well, guys, thanks for picking the city of Jefferson to do your internship. It's a great program we have through the chamber and also with Gail. If there's anything we can do to welcome you, let us know. Don't forget about Thursday Night Lives. They're every Thursday night uptown. You can go see 5,000 to 6,000 people up there every Thursday. So welcome to Jefferson City. Next, we have Michelle Gleba to talk to us about a ribbon cutting coming up.
Thank you, Mayor. The city will hold a ribbon cutting ceremony on Friday, June 22nd, to celebrate the opening of the new 10,000 square foot animal shelter. The new shelter is located at 2308 Hyde Park Road. The ceremony starts at 10 and the public is invited to attend. The city will be joined by the Chamber of Commerce, Cole County Commission, Friends of the Animal Shelter, and the Heart of Missouri Humane Society.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Michelle, I know the Friends are still selling those, is it pavers? Can we still get those yet?
I'm not sure on that, but I can check on that.
Okay.
They are, and also the collection boxes are still out if you want to donate in any of the restaurants and stores. And that money now, since the building is built, will be used for providing equipment and furnishings for the facility.
Okay. Next on the agenda is Nathan Nicholas about a work session coming up.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we have kind of a change in our work session schedule. Normally, work session would be held, which is a special council session, would be held this coming Monday night. Due to scheduling, we are moving that to June 28th, which would be this coming Thursday night.
Next Thursday.
Yes, this next Thursday night, you're right. Following when it would have been. And it's in the morning. So it won't be at night.
And it was my idea to change it. That's why Nathan doesn't know as much about it as he might.
No, I'm just forgetting.
Thursday morning.
It will be at 7:30 immediately following the brown bag, which should be fairly short. And the subject of the work session will be looking at the city revenue and predicting what we think revenue is going to be for the coming year as kind of a beginning of the budgeting process.
And just so the audience knows, last year was my first year as mayor, and this year what I wanted to do is kind of get an idea to the council what I thought revenues might do, obviously looking at different tools around the city and talking to Steve Schleter. So that's kind of the reason for that meeting, is to really kind of get a jump start on our next year's budget. Next we have underneath number 12, no one signed up. Number 13, I'm sorry. Oh, Dr. Pope, I'm sorry, sir. Dr. Pope has an announcement.
Thank you. On behalf of the Citizens Committee for the Fire Department Improvement Plan, I would like to announce the kickoff of their campaign on Monday, July the 2nd at 11 a.m. at Fire Station number 1.
Okay. Any questions there? All right, moving on to 13, the consent agenda. At this point in time, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Nothing under 14 tonight. Moving on to number 15, we'll have first reading of 2012-37.
An ordinance amending the code of the city of Jefferson, Missouri by separating offenses requiring a mandatory court appearance to maximize municipal court software efficiency.
All right, Drew.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This bill would assign a separate section in the city code for speeding accidents involving an accident. The judge requires an appearance when there's an accident, and therefore we have to have a separate section in the code to have our new municipal court software work properly. For those of you who have been around a while, this is our third attempt to continue to find things in the code that need to be slightly changed to tweak to maximize our software. We also found one place where there's 4 different mandatory sections, or 4 different sections that require mandatory appearance. We've shaved that down to 1 because that's how the software likes it. So no substantive changes. This is just to maximize our software we recently purchased.
All right, any questions of Drew? Moving on, we'll have first reading of 2012-38.
An ordinance amending the code of the city of Jefferson, Missouri by deleting the sunset provision for temporary outdoor consumption permits.
Thank you again, Mr. Mayor.
Drew.
The current what's often called the festival district, but it's the temporary outdoor consumption permit section of the code, has a sunset on November 1st, 2012. The council had done this a couple of times in the past to make sure this was a good process. The staff feels at this point it's probably, although we'll no doubt have some tweaks in the future, it's been a good thing for the city, and we're ready to continue it going forward without a sunset. So we delete the section that has the sunset and replaces it with the city administrator setting the fee for the temporary outdoor permit, and that will be set out in Appendix Y. It's currently $100, but if this is going to be an ongoing enterprise, then it should be the same place all the other fees are.
Any questions of Drew on that? Moving on, we'll have first reading of 2012-39.
An ordinance of the city of Jefferson, Missouri amending the 2011-2012 budget of the city of Jefferson by appropriating additional funds within the general fund.
That's me, Mayor.
Janice.
Thank you. This supplemental appropriation is for the purpose of recognizing funds that we received from Allied Waste. As you recall, there's a provision in the contract that has Allied Waste pay the city $5,500 that we use toward operation of our household hazardous waste facility.
Any questions of staff? Seeing none, we'll have first reading of 2012-40.
An ordinance of the city of Jefferson, Missouri amending the 2011-2012 budget by appropriating additional funds within the park fund.
Mr. Lockwood.
This also is a supplemental appropriation recognizing grant revenue on a Greenway Development Project from Lincoln University to Aurora Avenue. Council bill recognizes the $352,000 in reimbursement revenue and appropriates that money to the project account.
Okay, any questions of Bill? Okay, we'll move on to bills pending. We'll have third reading of 2012-29.
An ordinance amending the code of the city of Jefferson, Missouri, giving preference to Missouri products and goods.
Steve.
Thank you, Mayor. This bill would amend the code regarding preferences for Missouri products and goods by having designated a local preference, assuming all things are equal in the bid process.
Okay, any questions of staff by council? Discussion by council? Roll call, please.
Lubert,
Aye.
Mahalovich,
Aye.
Pope,
Aye.
Prather,
Aye.
Scrivener,
Aye.
Weber,
Aye.
Bray,
Aye.
Carroll,
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll have third reading of 2012-32.
An ordinance amending Chapter 3, Advertising and Signs of the Code of the City of Jefferson, Missouri pertaining to large area commercial development signs.
Janice.
Thank you, Mayor. This amendment would change the number and area of signs that are defined as large area commercial development signs. Public Works and Planning Committee reviewed this amendment in May. The LACD sign section was adopted in June 2010, and at the present time we have one development that meets the criteria for a large area commercial development. Be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions of staff? Seeing none, any debate by council members? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mahalovich,
Aye.
Pope,
Aye.
Prather, Scrivener,
Aye.
Weber,
Aye.
Bray,
Aye.
Carroll,
Aye.
Henry,
Aye.
Lubert.
Aye.
Okay, next we'll have third reading of 2012-33.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an access easement for the benefit of Bluebird Media Network, LLC.
Roger Schwartz.
Thank you, Mayor. This bill would authorize a dedication of an easement across a piece of property that the city owns at the corner of Cliff and Clay Street to allow Bluebird Media to get access to some property they've leased from the state of Missouri. They plan to build a small building there that would basically be their communication link for the fiber lines that they're placing throughout the city.
Alrighty, any questions of Roger or the rest of our staff tonight? Any council debate? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Pope,
Aye.
Mahalovich,
Aye.
Prather,
Aye.
Scrivener,
Aye.
Weber,
Aye.
Bray,
Aye.
Carroll,
Aye.
Henry,
Aye.
Lubert.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next we'll have third reading of 2012-34.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an easement for a water line for the benefit of Water District 2.
Roger.
This is another easement. This is for Water District Number 2 to get an easement across property that's owned by the city and the county along Mission Drive. This water line easement would allow Water District Number 2 to place a water line that would serve the new St. Mary's Hospital development.
Okay. Any questions of staff? Seeing none, any council debate? Roll call, please.
Prather,
Aye.
Scrivener,
Aye.
Weber,
Aye.
Bray,
Aye.
Carroll,
Aye.
Henry,
Aye.
Lubert,
Aye.
Mahalovich,
Aye.
Pope.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next we'll have third reading of 2012-35.
An ordinance of the City of Jefferson, Missouri vacating and discontinuing a portion of Water Street right-of-way.
Roger.
This portion of Water Street was dedicated many, many years ago. Has never been built. Either side of this property, Water Street, is not built today, and the property owner there wants to redevelop that property and would like to have this portion of the street vacated so that they could further develop their property.
Okay. Any questions of staff? Debate from the council? Roll call, please.
Weber,
Aye.
Bray,
Aye.
Carroll,
Aye.
Henry,
Aye.
Lubert,
Aye.
Mahalovich,
Aye.
Pope,
Aye.
Prather,
Aye.
Scrivener.
Aye.
Motion passes. Now we'll have third reading of 2012-36.
An ordinance amending the code of the City of Jefferson, Missouri pertaining to parking in residential areas.
Roger.
This is to provide clarification between the zoning code and our parking code. Right now, the code does restrict large trucks from parking in residential areas, but we want to clarify this and make sure that it's understood that it applies to all of the residential zoning, and this would restrict parking for those trucks that are licensed over 24,000 pounds.
Okay, any questions of staff? Any council debate? Roll call, please.
Bray,
Aye.
Carroll.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Lubert.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Pope.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Scribner.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to the informal calendar. At this point in time, Sean Schulte is actually the sponsor of this bill since he's the chairman of finance, but Sean is not able to be with us this evening. Would anyone else like to make a motion on his behalf? Mr. Weber.
I would move that we bring this bill off the informal calendar back on tonight.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we talk about this bill this evening. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll have roll call vote on that vote. Oh, sorry.
I think you can do a motion to take it off the, well, and I say that you'll need 6, so.
Yeah.
Like-
Right. If I have a quiet one in the group, it wouldn't work. Roll call, please.
Bray,
Aye.
Carroll.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Lubert.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Pope.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Scribner.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Okay, at this point in time, we will have, would it be third reading, or, I mean, we've already read it 3 times.
We've already read it 3 times.
Okay. Do we need a motion to take up the substitute that's in the packet?
I think you just be ready to vote when you call it ready to vote.
Oh, okay.
Nathan may be arguing with me there. Okay. Yeah. It's good.
Okay, so it's
But I
there.
can describe the, we'll have the substitute, so I can describe that for you.
Go right ahead, sir.
The bill itself is for the Dunklin Street TIF, and essentially what happened is that they got approval of the TIF Commission and the city some years ago to make some improvements on Dunklin Street. The way TIF works is that if they put their money into it and improve it, and that improvement causes an increase in property and sales tax, and they get repaid their investment over time. It doesn't cost the city any money because the city's getting the same revenue it had before. Those improvements are now complete, and so the original bill identified the actual cost involved, which turned out to be cheaper than what was anticipated, and also we now know the revenue that came before, which is called the baseline, and we know the revenue coming in now. So essentially, we know how much to pay out to the LLC that did the development. The original bill you had just had those factors in it. One of the TIF expert basically hired by the LLC that helped us get all this going and made some suggestions about an amendment. And so the substitute incorporates all of the old TIF documents just for identification and historical purposes, and then attaches an agreement where we agree to repay the LLC just as we had done before, but it's in a contract form, which is certainly fine and acceptable to us. And then finally just adopts all the same things we were going to adopt in the original bill. So the substitute adds some fluff but not much substance. So if you'll move on the substitute, we can then vote on that.
Great. At this point in time, we would entertain a motion to accept the substitute that's been in your packet that Drew just told us about. Mr. Weber.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would move to accept the substitute.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Bray.
Aye.
Carroll.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Lubert.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Pope.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Scribner.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Okay, now we'll talk about 2012-28 as substituted in the packet. Any more discussion from staff? Seeing none. Any discussion from the council? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Carroll.
Aye.
Henry.
Aye.
Lubert.
Aye.
Mahalovich.
Aye.
Pope.
Aye.
Prather.
Aye.
Scribner.
Aye.
Weber.
Aye.
Bray.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to number 19. This is a chance for our citizens to talk to us about other topics. We ask that you limit your discussions to 3 minutes. First on the agenda tonight, I have a Mr. Rennick. Is he here by chance? He's not here. Okay, moving on. Mr. Leonard Steinman. For the record, please state your address and your name. Even though I just kind of said your name, but
Leonard Steinman, 110 North Lincoln. Your Honor, council, and staff. I'm going to make a suggestion because it needs to be done. I'm going to make the same suggestion to our commissioners and 114 other county commissioners. When a dog is in a vicious attack, we should give them a number, inject them with that number, and in turn tell the other counties that that dog was vicious, because the dog that bit my wife had been in a vicious attack 6 years prior to and was in Pettis County. He's now in Boone County, and it was in a vicious attack last week. And it's on its way to 109 Grant Street, back to Jefferson City again, as soon as they get moved into 109 Grant Street. Because I keep track of what goes on Facebook, and these reports are going through on Facebook on this young lady, and it's irritating me. And it would be nice if you would do that so that you don't have a $30,000 doctor bill and a wife that lost basically partial use of her right arm, which she's right-handed, for life, and no monetary that you can get out of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Leonard. Any comments or questions for Mr. Steinman? Okay, moving on. Next I have Mr. Dan Massey. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mayor and the council. My concern is the river accessibility. I've been around the river for around all my life. We moved up on the bluff in '59, and I got to ride on the river boats when I was 12 years old. If you can imagine a parent letting a boat ride on, or a person ride on the boat to Kansas City and St. Louis. The river access is just non-feasible. They've shut it down completely on the Jeff City side, and it needs to be apprehended what's going on it, because they have no access for emergencies and accessibility on this now, and it's just really a devastating mess. They shut it down. They had the gate up down on the railroad crossings, and now they have no access on the other side of the railroad to get to the river. And so if a boat comes in that's on a large draft or anything, if they have any emergency access need, they don't have anywhere on Jeff City side to be able to get to the river. And if they use the Norans access is on the Cedar City side, which is on that off-channel side of the river. And it's just very non-feasible for any. I was really surprised at the draft of the barge that came in for the city Chamber of Commerce was able to get into the area on that side with the dikes above the bridge like it is. But I was really glad to see that they were able to get in. And when I was over last weekend at Norans, they had about 6 different trailers for the different boats that were making access to the river. But like I say, on this side, there's no access anymore at all. They've shut it down with the crossing there below Pat's Place. And the on the Jeff City side, I want to commend the city and who all was involved, the Parks and Rec and all, for that park that they put in there at the old bridge side, because I think that's really great there.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Massey?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lubert.
Do you have any suggestion about what are you asking of us?
Well, I just, I don't know why that MOPAC or Union Pacific was able to shut down. We were down there last weekend, and there's no road access or anything on the other side of the railroad tracks. They used to have the gate up. It was bad when they had to get the emergency call to come in, and I guess the city people, the high fire emergency crew had access to the gate, but now there's no access at all. They don't have any road access or anything down that Jeff City side to get to the river on that.
I have a question for Chief Rennick. Do we use the Noran access now, Chief, for our, emergency personnel, or do we still use something on the south side?
We've used the Norrin access for quite a number of years. It's probably been 20 years that we have launched anything on this side of the river. In fact, since 93, 95 era, I don't believe the Coast Guard has even docked on this side.
Safety issue, I'm assuming? Or just
I
Norrin's
don't-
that much
I
easier to
don't know
use?
that
Okay.
history.
All right. Well, Mr. Massey, thanks for coming tonight. Any other questions of Mr. Massey? Thanks for the pictures, too. Those are pretty cool.
Oh, I tell you, I'm just thankful for the usage of them for my dad's aerial goings of Jeff City, and we have one of the Missouri Boulevard when it was city limits right there where the old Kentucky Fried is, and there wasn't anything from there to the country club, and I've just really cherished those pictures. So
Oh, cool.
We have them for the speak of
All
Jeff
right.
City, and I thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Massey. Moving on to number 20, council and staff discussion of presentation topics. Anything to my left?
I wonder if we could get a legal discussion. For well over 100 years, there was access from the city to the river. The city was here before the railroad. Railroad came through, and then all of a sudden, no access to the river. Explain how that happens.
Well, it's an interesting tale, and you'd think that I wouldn't be able to just tell you off the top of my head, but I've told this story so many times and researched it so thoroughly. You know, there was originally, obviously, complete access through there. In fact, down where the Jefferson Landing was a public wharf, and about 1856. I can't remember if it was 1856 or 1854. I'm pretty sure it's 1856. It's interesting we mentioned Water Street earlier. There was a road that ran along the river, and that was called Water Street. And what we vacated tonight was a remnant of that road. It doesn't run next to the water because it was the city was laid out in a grid pattern. So Water Street at that point touched the water, but elsewhere it's quite a distance from the water just because it runs straight rather than following the curve of the river. So anyway, the city council passed an ordinance that allowed the then Missouri Pacific Railroad to have use of the roads of the city to put in their railroad. And of course, in 1856, if you could get the railroad to come, that was a great thing. At that time, though, the railroad itself was pierced at a number of different places by road crossings, and not only there but further up. And but by the 1860s, that had already begun to be a problem. And in fact, the famous picture that you always see of the Union troops landing in Jefferson City, many people assume that's down at Jefferson Landing. It's not. They in fact landed there was another landing up at the prison. And the reason they had to land up at the prison was because Union Pacific had piled up all their stuff on the public wharf, blocking access. By the 1870s, the relationship between the city and the railroad had gotten fairly contentious. And the city actually passed an ordinance authorizing the mayor to go down and seize the roundhouse. And I don't know whether that ever took place or not. The record's not clear, but that ordinance was passed. And so over time, however, the railroad acquired more and more property down there, including the Missouri Pacific inherited what was then the streetcar system. And I'm trying to think what the name of that was. It was actually called a railroad, but it wasn't really a railroad. And one of your ancestors was involved in that. I see his name on documents. And that gave them some more access. And so many of those crossings were given up by the city over time. But not all. And it appears to us that there's at least 5 places where the city still has right-of-way that crosses over the railroad to the river. Because originally the city plat was laid out, again, when I talk about that grid system, the north-south roads ran up to the river where they stopped. And so there was a number of those roads that ran up there. Does that answer your question, or does that bore you to tears?
There's another question of those 5 accesses that are in debate. Is it a legal debate that we do or do not have access to water's edge, or?
It is a legal debate which is going on, and we've had some meetings with the railroad, and we have asserted that we claim those. We also have, because of the way that it was done, all right, they were not deeded Water Street or any of those streets. Primarily, what we think of as where the Missouri Pacific tracks run is primarily Water Street. But we never deeded that to them. In fact, we just gave them essentially a license to use it, which the city council could, by ordinance, revoke.
When you go down the river towards Herman, they have a very good crossing to get to the river.
Every city along the railroad, we've done some research on this too, every city along the railroad has a crossing to the river, except for the city of Jefferson.
So it seems like
That's along the entire length of the Missouri River.
we have 5 that we still own.
Uh-huh.
We didn't deed them water, and you're the only city without it, that we ought to be able to pull some trigger to make that come to get something done.
Well, and I don't really want to comment on it too much, but we are in the process of pulling that trigger.
There you go. Good question, Dr. Pope. Anything else to my left as far as comments on presentation topics? Anyone over here on the right? No? Anybody else? All right, anything under new business this evening? Unfinished business? Scheduled report. Yes, Bob. I'm sorry.
I have a question, and I'm not sure if it would be under new business, unfinished business, or maybe monkey business. I'm not sure. But I was asked a question today that I don't know the answer to, and I think that probably the general public might, this might be answered for them at some point, but then again, I'm sure there's some may have the question. I wasn't here for the meeting when the ordinance was passed to put the fire tax on the ballot. And
Yes,
I
sir.
was asked a question today, the property tax, if the fire tax is, fire tax improvement plan passes, will the ordinance for the, as a part of that change, will the ordinance for the property tax, the fire department property tax, be rescinded, or will the amount just go to 0 and the ordinance will still be on the books and that property tax could be reinstituted at some point in time?
You're asking, Bob, about the firefighters
The
part of the
the fire
firefighters
department
pension,
improvement tax,
the 9 cents or whatever the 9 is. So
The property tax assessment would be reduced to 0, but would
Right.
stay on the books.
The ordinance would stay on the books?
Yes.
Could that property tax be reinstituted with just a vote of the council, or would it require a vote of the public?
I think that the council could set it because it's it's within the authority already granted to it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That was a question asked by the public or by a member
Well,
of the public.
now I say that.
if you don't know tonight, that's fine. You can research
Yeah,
and let
just-
us know.
I think I answered that incorrectly as I said that. I think let me research it.
Yeah, if you
I
would,
just,
please.
I've got some
Good
things
question,
rolling
though.
out.
Yeah.
Very good question. Anything else? Okay. Moving on to unfinished business. Seeing none. Scheduled report. Seeing none. With that, Zach, can you come here for a minute, please? Your last official duty while you're here. Okay. Come here. All the way up here. Okay. Here's what you got to do. Okay. You take that and you hit it like a hammer and say, "We're adjourned."
We're adjourned.
There you go. Good job.